And hello, welcome back to Real Music. I'm your host, Toby Taylor, and today we're joined by two very special guests from the brand new alternative rock band Cryptic. So it's Mark, Mitch. We're really happy to have you guys on the show today.
Glad to be here. Good to be here.
Amazing. So I assume you've seen us before, so you know how this works. We've got some tweets from your fans, the debut EP, and I've got some of my own questions to throw into the mix. So should we get started?
Yeah.
So at Ajax asks, who is similar to your band and how have you gained influence from them?
Well, when we kind of set out to create Cryptic as a band, we kind of had to think about all these influences and who would be similar to us at the band. And so we kind of, in the creation of the Star Image, drew on kind of the Foo Fighters, Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, that kind of look, the organic look where they kind of wear whatever they want, whatever they feel comfortable in. Heavy rock, alternative rock, bit of funk from the Chili's, and just, you know, it allowed us to present the band as an organic rock band that can connect to the audience.
Right. So, thank you for that. At MasugarLover33 asks, what are the key meanings you choose to put in the band's Star Image and what do the meanings stand for?
Well, again, like I said, kind of drawing influence from Foo Fighters and Nirvana, I think some of the key points we try and get across to the audience is this appeal to the alienated, disassociated youth.
Right.
So it's kind of a way for the audience, these teenagers, for example, to be able to connect with a medium that perhaps wouldn't be available elsewhere. They kind of have this rock band to turn to, which is kind of a feature we touch on in our music
Way
video.
to express themselves also.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we showcase that in the music video, especially because the band's playing behind a graffiti wall or in front of a graffiti wall, which just shows how it's very anti-establishment and that kind of appeals to our target audience so they can relate to us like that.
So if you're unaware, they're talking about the Pretender music video, which is their new single released from the EP.
It's Cryptic's first single.
Yeah. So, how have your three kind of main media products, the video, the digipack, the website, they've all kind of worked together. So, how do they enhance the Star Image of your band?
So I think it's just the matter of all of our products looking very similar, and I think we did this intentionally for Cryptic because as a new band, we'd want the target audience to be able to identify the band based on all of the different products that they've released. So I think it's very important as well for the Star Image that the disaffected, alienated youth will be able to identify Cryptic and be able to follow up with them and recognize them throughout the different products that they release.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely as well in terms of being able to identify Cryptic, one of the main features seen across all three of the products that we really tried to push was that logo, the kind of winged triangle, because it was kind of, it's a recognizable logo, and because the Cryptic aren't a big band yet, normally bands that are just starting out need something to kind of push them to the forefront, something people can see and recognize and know that's them, and that's kind of what we've tried to achieve with the logo.
So you put quite an emphasis on working on the logo specifically.
Yeah, it's important. Like if you see all the other big rock bands, Nirvana, Foo Fighters, they've got the logos, and that I think sells the band. It's one of the best ways to sell the band because people look at it and they're like, oh, I know what band that is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we've decided to do with Cryptic.
Another tweet here asks, in relation to your target audience, what would you say the genre of your music is and how does it appeal to the target audience?
Definitely rock. I mean, we wanted Cryptic to target the disaffected, alienated youth, the teenagers especially, because we feel that they can mostly relate to this genre. And based on the music video of Cryptic's The Pretender, we wanted to really showcase how the target audience can relate to the music video in terms of the narrative, to being able to see like a guy losing his job and other affairs and problems within their life. Because I think,
Downward spiral.
yeah, definitely. I think that a lot of teenagers nowadays, modern teenagers, can relate to that sort of thing. And I think the rock genre really allows Cryptic to kind of push for that target audience in order to represent that. So.
Yeah, it's definitely been making it more relatable. And as you said, the downward spiral kind of, it was that whole idea of, you know, having that inner self and, you know, losing the job, all the bad stuff that was happening, really setting that kind of free. And it was, I think, instead of more of a downward spiral, it kind of presents more of a paradoxical spiral.
Right.
In that, you know, this kind of stuff will happen, the angry side will kind of come out, and then they might have to struggle to get that back in to kind of get another job, and then the whole kind of event could happen again.
Right. So we have an @JohnBon asking, are there any parts of the video you feel the audience may not understand?
I mean, the whole point of the music video, in my opinion, is that it has a sense of uncertainty and it's up for interpretation. So I think that we want to let the audience have their own personal feel and relation to the music video. That's why, like towards the end, when the evil side comes out from...
It's a bit more like unclear.
Yeah, I think it's unclear, but at the same time, we just want people to make sense of what may seem unclear to many, so that everyone individually can have their own personal interpretation and relation to the music video.
So when the lead singer smashes the mirror at the end, it's a way of his inner self coming out?
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely heard quite a few theories towards the idea of our music video. I mean, one of my personal favourite theories was that kind of that bit at the end of him smashing the mirror, there's kind of this homoerotic underlying subtext, and that when he smashes the mirror,
he's coming out. Another fan says, what's the meaning of your star image and how does that appeal to your target audience?
So, I mean, as we've kind of said across this kind of entire interview, the meaning behind our star image has always been that targeting those teenagers, but I think you can't really necessarily state a single audience for a genre such as rock and songs such as The Pretender, because they can appeal to such a wide audience that you never really know who you're actually going to have listening to it.
But what's your star image itself trying to represent?
That's definitely more towards the alienated, disaffected teenagers, because it's kind of, yeah, we do have the wider target audience, but they will be the ones we target right at the beginning, and in a sense they might end up kind of growing with Cryptic as the band grows.
Is that
as a
relatable for
band.
you because of your
Definitely.
the band's experiences growing up and how you helped to
Definitely,
show that?
and I think that's kind of a really kind of good thing for these teenagers to have, to be able to grow up with these good influences, or maybe good, we don't know, it depends how they kind of act as a band, but being able to relate to this band is definitely, when they listen to the music, it kind of gives them an outlet.
And also in terms of the image as well, like we've all got in the band, we wanted the members to all wear their own clothes, very like original, not to be
Own
synthetic
identity.
at all. So they can, yeah, exactly, to have their own identity so that the target audience can relate to that specifically.
So we have an @metal lover with 3s instead of E's, who wants to know, do you think your product is accessible to the target audience?
Definitely, I think all three of our products will be accessible to as many people as possible. I mean, if you look at the website www.crypticband.wix.com/site, there is a store page that allows everyone to access all of the Cryptic branded merchandise that they could want. We've got USB sticks, t-shirts, hoodies, we've got the vinyl, the CD cover, and on there it's got set prices. The prices will never change, and they're going to be cheaper than it will be to kind of download from Apple or Spotify and things like that.
The money goes straight to the artist.
And it will go straight to the band, Cryptic, which kind of makes, because it is cheaper, it makes it more accessible to this audience, because we kind of factor in the idea that maybe one of the reasons why some of these teenagers are so alienated from parts of society is because they might not have money, they might not have too much money, they might be in a relatively hard situation.
Mm. So, and here at Royzen Tub asks, if you think your products in any way relate to your target audience's ideals or aspirations, like, do they relate to that in any way?
Yeah, definitely. Like the whole point of the music video and the products and the brand of Cryptic is to be able to have a personal connection with whoever's listening or watching the music video of The Pretender. And I think we've done this intentionally because we feel that it's important for whoever is watching the target audience to be able to have a sense of relations to the products that Cryptic produce, and I think it just helps to add just to the fan base of Cryptic and to let more and more people jump on board with the band and to be able to follow them more and more.
Right, I see. So would you say your products kind of promote each other? Like, are they a cohesive package or more of an individual?
No, definitely cohesive. I think in terms of especially the colour scheme that will be used and in terms of the style and layout and the logo, we wanted all of the products to really look very similar so that whoever is looking at them will recognise the type of style and the logo and be able to identify it as Cryptic, and then that would help them be able to kind of, again, relate to the band so they know exactly where they are and what they're purchasing. So I think, yeah, all of the products kind of really help the visitors and the consumers and customers be able to really know what they're purchasing.
Mm.
Yeah, and I mean, all three are definitely linked together in some way. As I mentioned before, on the website we have the album and the vinyl, they're part of the Digipack.
Yeah.
And we also, on the website, on various pages, have links or just straight up embedded video of the music video. So,
It's right there.
in a sense, if you go to the website, you then have access to all the Cryptic merchandise, all of the products, all the media products.
It's interesting. And so which record label are you using to promote the band Cryptic, and why?
So we took the band through New Beat Records because New Beat were kind of a new record company, which is one of the reasons they called themselves New Beat. They thought it'd be a nice idea. And as we'd said before, in terms of with the website, the money going straight to the artist, because New Beat are a new company, they are looking for new bands, because then they can make a deal with the band, and as the band rise in popularity and in fame, because their little picture of their record label will be on the digipackets, on the website and places, that means their name is slowly going to get more and more recognized. And because they're such a small company at the moment, it did allow the band to get a better deal and these more opportunities to allow money to come straight to them as well as going through the record company.
Yeah, it's a mutual benefit to both the band and the record label, because as both of them can kind of like work together, then as the band rises, as Mitch has said, the record company will also rise in popularity, and it's just that mutual benefit. That's why it's really good for like a new record company and a new band to be working together.
So what other media is being used to create kind of cohesive marketing campaign for your band? Like, do you have radio promotions, anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've got the band featured on various different websites throughout some of the time frame we've had so far. So we've popped up on YouTube adverts, Facebook adverts, things like that. We also managed to get a deal done with Kerrang Radio, one of the more famous rock radio stations,
Right.
who played The Pretender, Cryptic's debut song, on their radio station. And it's just the little things like that, you know, we've got the EP, we put it on Spotify, Apple Music, all of that, just kind of the little bits work together to kind of promote the band a bit more.
Yeah, I think also social media has like really allowed us as a new band to be able to appeal to a wider range of audiences than ever before. So we're looking into all sorts of different media and different platforms and websites where we can kind of just try and advertise ourselves, make the music of the band heard, just to appeal to as many new audiences as possible.
So will you be promoting the album as well as upcoming tours then, I take it?
Yeah, there's a tour poster on the website, which was made by the graphics design team, and I think it clearly shows all of the tour dates as well as the locations and the times. And I think it's very important that whoever goes on the website has clear access to the tour poster so they know when Cryptic are going to be touring and where, and it also just allows more for a connection with fans. So instead of just hearing the band play through like their phones or computers, they can actually go and see the band play live, and I think that also just adds more of a personal connection between the band and the audience.
Makes them appear more organic, because I mean, it's just like a self-tour under the kind of influence of the New Beat Records, as opposed to playing at Glastonbury or Reading. They're not a mainstream band. They're not going to be playing there yet, and I don't think
Is that the goal? Is that
I
the
don't
dream?
think the guys at Cryptic would ever really want to become mainstream as some of the bands like the 1975 kind of come a bit more mainstream. As things like that tend to happen.
But like you, they started very small.
Definitely, but still, as that tends to happen, you do sometimes lose a bit of your audience. So yeah, there will definitely obviously be the idea of headlining at Leeds, Reading, Glastonbury, things like that, but I don't think we'd ever work with Cryptic in such a way that it would take them to mainstream.
Well, it would seem like that's all we have time for. So a huge thank you to our two special guests from Cryptic. So Cryptic's self-titled debut album is officially out now, and you can see their incredible music video and super popular song, and my personal favourite, The Pretender, over on their website, www.crypticband.wix.com/site, or on their YouTube channel. So that's all we have time for this week, guys. So make sure to tune in next week, where we'll be interviewing members from another band, Uncomfortable Strangers, so make sure you